We've all got a craft, a skill. We're all selling time. Well, not all of us, but the majority are selling time. How do I remove myself from this vacuum? People are absolutely fucking buried in debt. They have been gamed, they have been taught, they have been led into this pool of debt that they can't manage. They sought out a home, they thought it was a good investment. Some actually doubled down, bought 4 or 5 investment properties over the last 5 years and have realised the punishment that comes along with rising interest rates, rental caps, and a market that's now starting to deteriorate. We're seeing sentiment slide very rapidly. And that's a haunting position when you don't understand how to steer debt. They'll sell it to you, they'll give it to you. It's like taking drugs. They will give it to you, but it's at the buyer's responsibility. And when you buy debt, you are at the whim and the prayer of banks. And they are institutions that have a charter and a responsibility to their shareholders to maximise profits. And should they not, well, they haven't met the charter and there's jail sentences associated. So they are here about pillage. They are here about stealing. They are here about maximising every dollar gain at the expense of the Australian populace. Where's that leave us? Uneducated, bound in debt, without hope, but more importantly, without answers. And that's a very, very terrible, that's a terrible place to be. I left school at grade 10 as a dumbass, had no idea about mathematics. I became an apprentice carpenter, then builder. I went to uni as a mature age student, studied engineering, became a project manager. I realised pretty quickly that I had to make some shifts around money. At that point in time, life pressed upon me some change. I almost went bankrupt. That forced me to think a bit outside the square. I attacked property, not because I was passionate about the subject, not quite the like at all. I attacked property because I figured very quickly that there's large chunks of profit in this arena. And I needed to fix a huge hole of debt. When I was 22, I owed $431,000. Today's money, that's about 2.2 million Aussie. It was a lot. It was a colossal amount of debt. So I attacked property, as I said, just purely for the purpose of making large sums that I could now pay back debt and the ATO as well. That over time started to forge a different way of conducting myself in business. I started to take those large lumps of money and put them into passive income investments. An asset class that would make me money, whether I was sleeping, awake, playing with my daughter, holiday skiing, it didn't matter. And today I'm very, very thankful and blessed to say that, you know, that portfolio turns over tens of millions of dollars per annum now in passive cash flow. There is a method, there is a specific recipe, a way, a beaten track, a seasoned mind knows how to make money. And it's not a skill set taught at school. We are not born with it. That's clear, that's evident. I'm excited for you. This is going to be a digital delivery. The best thing about going digital is the reach and convenience. You sit there in the home office, at the kitchen table, the kitchen bench, maybe with your children, but ultimately it's the convenience of, righto, this is literally a 9-hour piece. I don't have to travel, I have to go spend money on hotels, but I can now take what's on offer. I can take what has been 16 years of these hard-earned lessons, the scar tissue, the broken dreams, the sleepless nights. This guy has completely fucked shit up. He is owed hundreds of millions and yet has come out the other end in a position not just stable, but thriving. I can now glean all of that and have this distillation of a decade and a half and smash it out in a 9-hour window for the convenience of my own home. That's unique. That's something that you need to be a part of. We're going to glue together how I now move myself out of debt mark, if it's 10 grand, 25 grand, 300. But how do I start taking charge of my finances? What strategies? What asset classes do I need to start to consider and participating in? Now, if you think about how important that is, it's like leaving uni and knowing where that job is at, where's the opportunity, what's a good match for my current skill sets. That's what's on offer. That's what's here. And I trust that you're excited about that to really illuminate, take the dark and turn it to light and go, shit, I actually know what's going on here. I really haven't taken the time. No one's ever taught me. But now I feel like I'm in a place of control and power around making this happen in the real world. That's the takeaway for you. I take great delight in seeing the light bulb go on for people. It fills my fucking sail to see people really get money is achievable. I can do this. And I'm bringing my husband, my family, my extended family along for the journey. Money is not hard when you know how. And that's what I train, that's what I teach, it's who I am. I'm the how guy of doing deals in an alternative way. You don't want to bury yourself in debt, that's not intelligent. We're talking about a very sophisticated series of processes or sophisticated methods that I've used and we still use to this very day that allow you to make big steps and gains financially. So what? People say, Mark, that's wonderful, that's all easy for you. So what? I can't afford it. Here's my philosophy. You can't afford not to do it. With the way the world is moving so fast and you and I are being sunk with debt, that you and I are being burdened with the lack of skills, but borrowing money, credit cards and afterpay and all this bullshit, we're just being completely targeted by all these different corporates, by these different apps. If you are not educated in money, they are sucking the life out of you. And if you've got your money addressed and taken care of, you live a completely different life. Can I afford it? It's less than $500. Can you afford not to do it? And if the answer is, well, I can't, I just simply can't, what's it going to cost you long term? For you to sit on the sidelines and not participate on the field in your own rescue of money, what does that cost you 10, 12, 13 years from now? Can you imagine being in the rental cycle 13 years from now? The median rent's now $1,426 a month, a week. What does that mean 13 years from now? Is it $4,000 and you're living in a box, a shopping trolley behind a supermarket? I can't afford to do it. I'd say you can't afford not to.